Alright, now I'm gonna go rub it in Byakuyu's face. Hey, loser, guess what? I'm not dead! This is Byakuyu's room. Is he inside?
Hey.
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. At the dining hall? Probably, I guess. What's up, people? Alive! Oh, and suddenly, we were greeted with... Get ya Gafoo, Angie and Krakow, Fizzleburf. You again. Hersk dot expel ER 103.2.1.255. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. AG of 3 foursome equals Sedak 61. Jeez, what the heck?
However...
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that... Makoto?
Why does Toko look so weird? She's like, aha! He's alive!
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
Is there anyone in the world still that says there's no two ways about it? Really?
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Ugh! You're supposed to be surprised!
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Are we gonna have to do this again, Yasuhiro? Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks! It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up. Wonderful!
Yo!
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo! No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. Who the heck is Miss Cleo? Oh, Makoto. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was Alter Ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. I don't want to go to the kitchen. I'm trying to talk to Hina. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the class trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? And Toko. Ugh! You stink! Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Then why are you blushing? Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. You are really, really creepy. I win. She seems happy for some reason. Let's just go over here.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain. Explain what? But is it okay you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However...
But his decision meant he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy,
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state only that the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And their mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last class trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's been ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later. So, knowing all this, what do we do?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway...
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. Meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway...
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries, that's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone still seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So in other
If
words...
the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But, according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have said all that just to confuse us.
Indeed.
It certainly is a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. Well, in that case, there's no way he could have had all these back-and-forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Uh-oh.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
These guys are leaning on the fourth wall a lot in the past couple of days.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Whoa!
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Wait, doesn't that mean we could just go walk up to the mastermind?
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Unless Monokuma's being controlled remotely somehow. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
Well, the time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Ah! Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream. Without the cream or coffee, you're totally useless. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. Oh, now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? Well, what about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But...
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause,
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. Well, you're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. Oh, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've been mostly totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're gonna do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right!
So then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the school doors had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in this school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the Mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove the Mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the Mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Nukuro Ikusawa, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double-check areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Alright, time to get started. Oh, I guess I made a list. Alright, let's go! So of all the places that we need to go, the closest will be the second floor of the dorms. I think there's a staircase over here, right? Yep, okay. Alright, let's check this out and see what Kyoko called ominous and horrifying. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. Let's go. Oh, hello. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruin. Oh no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Can I see outside? No. Oh, bloodstains. They're there. The wrong color. We all know blood is pink, but they're there. Smashed up dorm rooms. Oh, wait, no, we've got a room that's open. Or a room that's intact. Maybe not. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. But there's still money in the in the bed. In the covers. What am I doing here? Bathroom. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. There's bullet holes in the wall? Of descending sizes. What? Cracks? More blood? Okay, so if this is Season 2, and I think it is, maybe Season 1 used this floor of the dorms, and however it ended, maybe a bomb went off. Maybe Monokuma had a big bomb or something. Or they killed each other? I'm not sure. Let's sneak into the ladies' room. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Okay. Weird propriety. Whoa, hang on. Somebody has painted... I'll come back for these doors. I want to see what this is. Somebody has painted... Is that... I think that's the Eye of Horus? Is that right? Eye of Thoth? It's an Egyptian symbol. But somebody's painted it on the wall in what I can only assume is blood. I can't click on it. I just can notice it. Alright, let's try the men's room, and then we'll go into the door with the blood smears on it. That I do see that. I just want to explore. The men's bathroom! Utterly uninteresting. Had to check it. Alright, let's check out... Oh, it's not blood, it's... Well, I guess it must be blood or spray paint. It's a giraffe coming out of a locker. Oh, hello. Lockers are bolted shut. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. The class before ours. It's Season 2. Hashtag Season 2 confirmed. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. Okay, what about this one that's more intact? I wonder if I can open it. Nope, it's locked. But all the locks were supposed to be open. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. The trash can. No, it's just a bolted locker. With money. I'm just gonna skip through. I'm assuming I can't open any of the lockers, but you never know. One of them might work, so I'm gonna try them all. about this one? Okay, this is probably pointless. Come back later. There must be a key. Don't step in the blood. Alright, we got a door here. Ooh. It's a nice apartment. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Alright, well, let's break into the booze cabinet! Why does it keep moving? It was, like, locked on to Kyoko. Yeah, see, it's like... I'm not moving it left. Like, I get close to her and it, like, zooms in. Okay, there's a computer. And a piece of paper. Let's look at the piece of paper. It's both of them! The desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. Oh, I thought I could look at the files on the computer. Or maybe I can. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the Ultimate Despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Well, then we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However...
No, there's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The Ultimate Despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
Whew.
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. Oh! It's the Council from XCOM! They're behind everything! I guess the only other thing to look at in this room is this obvious secret door. There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake? Or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you could even call it a trick. I saw a program on the PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and/or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this... Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her it's more than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
No, it's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, it might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know your guess is wrong. Okay then. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beat Kern. He used her full name for the password? What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. I want to see what's inside! Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present. Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. Alright, well that's the obvious thing, so I'm going to click on everything else first. I better check out the suspicious present. I guess I have to. It's going to be from, like, the Joker or something. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm kind of getting a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it's what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, and then took off the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside, and... Kyoko's advice was of no use! I let out a trembling cry. Oh! What was in the box? It was bones! Human bones! It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could possibly imagined...
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What is this? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there! Human bones!
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. Just had a feeling it would be his body. Well, that's pretty much the same thing! A dead guy in a box! My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Oh, hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now.
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Alter Ego said the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Oh no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father, so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Well, that's macabre. What else do we have? The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Hey, don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of an investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I'd found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what this is. I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh, but... Kyoko... I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Well, let's check out this photo. Huh? That picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko!
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past. And yet... to now find something like this. So, what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he stole even the opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko? Holy crap! The headmaster! Look, I mean... Okay. I just had, like, one of those eureka moments, you know, when things just, like, click in your head. Think back with me. And I know this is gonna undermine my theory, and that's killing me. The very, very beginning, when I first booted this up. The opening cutscene. Monokuma put a guy in a white shirt with black hair into the spaceship, launched him through the roof, and he came back as a pile of bones. I think that Monokuma killed the headmaster in the opening cutscene of this freaking game. Damn. Ah. Maybe that was part of Season 1, but that doesn't seem to fit. My head just, like, blew up a little bit right now. Wow. Oh, I was still in the conversation, wasn't I?
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, but I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? What?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood and not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened. What I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then, I'll see you later. Okay, well, I know where I'm going next. Is she really okay? Kyoko. It must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. we flashing back to something we just saw again? To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned this all out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... I'm not gonna read this again. We've read this 3 times already. Yes, the 16 students. 15 of us met in the mail hall. The mail hall? The main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Welcome to the PowerPoint of spoilers. I'm your host, Makoto Naegi. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones left still alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, and Hina. Place your bets! Oh, and Kyoko. Now place your bets! Only those 6 people are still alive. Well, and there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Can't go in the closet, so, it's time to take our emergency handbook and go back to the giraffe locker room. We'll just start from the left and go that way. Or should we start from the right and go that way, because that's how Japanese people read. I don't know, we'll start over here. I wonder if I can open this locker. Let me use the thing. Alright, let's try the handbook. There we go, the emergency handbook. Okay, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Oh, right, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This locker is totally unorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written, Yasuhiro Hagakure? Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Okay, I have thoughts. Number 1, this doesn't completely shoot down Season 2, but I think it puts in some holes. So what do we know? We know Yasuhiro, or someone named Yasuhiro, took notes and attended classes here. 2 things jump out at me. The first is more likely. Well, no, let's do the crazy one first. The first theory is that somehow this is related to what Kyoko said about what did you do to my body, where either we're clones or robots of some kind, or this is a computer simulation, and we're being forced to run through this over and over and over again. This would seem to indicate clones or robots, because why would the computer simulation have physical evidence of him having been here before? But if there was a clone of Yasuhiro that ran through Season 1, or went through all of this before, then he might have taken classes here. The second theory is that Yasuhiro is the mastermind. Because he's several years older than the rest of us, and he could have been lying when he said he got held back. He could have been at Hope's Peak before everyone and set all this up, and then somehow engineered this tragedy thing a year ago, and then when we got there, he was waiting for us, and this whole stupid Yasuhiro thing has been an act. So I don't know. Just my thoughts there. Let's keep going. So we're gonna get to the end of this, and none of this is gonna be correct, I'm sure of it. I took the emergency handbook, and yeah. The locker open. What do we got? Nothing that might be a clue. Alright, that might be our only clue in here. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got something else. This thing is practically empty. Except for this chocolate bar! It's just some kind of pocketbook. Alright, not chocolate. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all her letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar there. Words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era? This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in the locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. What does that mean? And what does this mean? The headmaster isolated everyone, but Kyoko knew about it, but she doesn't remember it. Oh, I'm really confused. But the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro? A pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko? There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Alright, well, let's keep going. Nothing there. Nothing there, and... no, not that one. This one. Let's see what's inside. Nothing, okay. No more functioning locker, so let's get out of here.